home. You know, obviously a great second quarter. First quarter, we kind of dug a little bit of a hole. I thought Nene Cole came in and did a great job for us. You know, I feel bad for her. She's kind of, I told her she hadn't done anything wrong to lose playing time. It's just that Chelsea and Akila had been playing really well. So it was good for Nate to get back in there and get an opportunity to contribute, and she did a great job. You know, I thought our guards, obviously Dominique, I think at halftime she had 7 assists, no turnovers. And her and Maya, of course, Maya ended up the game with 6 assists, no turnovers. So they did a great job of taking care of the ball, sharing the ball, making good decisions, but also scoring. You know, you got to have some people that step up and take those shots when you need them. And I thought they did a great job. So I liked our energy. I thought the shoot around, we were kind of ready to play. We hadn't played at home in a long time, so I think it was everybody was excited about being back in here, and the crowd was great and fun atmosphere. So we needed that, get a little momentum. Got to go back on the road for one more, but still it's good to be here, and hopefully we can build some momentum down the stretch here.
Coach, talk about Shania X came in there averaging 16 points a game, and you held her to 4.
Me personally, great job.
You team, meeting team. Was that primarily a one-on-one responsibility, or were a number of different people?
Well, I mean, we knew that was a big part of the game. She not only gets her own points, but she also does a great job of creating for her teammates. And she's really hard to guard, really hard to keep out of the paint. So I thought Maya Spencer did a great job on her. So I thought that was definitely a big part of the game. We had to hope that we could slow her down a little bit. You know, they got 5 kids out there usually that can score and shoot the ball. Even their post players can shoot the 3, and that concerned me. It was some tough matchups, and it's hard to help on penetration on Hicks when they've got 4 other kids out there that can shoot the 3. So I thought we did a pretty nice job with it, though. You know, a little disappointed. We gave up some offensive rebounds there in the second half, and we had talked about that at halftime. You want to not let them get back in the game, and that was a good way to limit them to 1 shot. And we didn't quite get that done. So we still got some things we can talk about and get better at, but yeah, I thought that was a big part of the game, and I thought Maya did a nice job on it.
Maya Spencer, you spoke about her defense, but offensively, she led all scorers, and she led all players in rebounding.
I didn't even see that. Thanks for pointing that out.
What does it do for you when your backcourt does so much and has the all-around game that they had today?
Yeah, you know, like I said, I feel bad. I didn't see that. So a great job by her. You know, we've been trying to stress that our guards are going to have to help us rebound. And we came into this game, Virginia Tech. Their Cook and Maggedy both are like top 5 in the ACC in offensive rebounds. So we talked about not only were the posts going to have to do a good job, our guards were going to have to help us. And so it's good to see that Maya went in there and did such a great job. So she had an unbelievable all-around game when you look at it. Obviously putting up the points, 6 assists, no turnovers, 9 rebounds. That's a pretty awesome game. That's what I say about Maya. A lot of times she's not just off the charts great at one thing. She's just really good at everything, and she's a winner. You know, she finds a way to get it done.
I'm going to follow up that question. Same question I asked Maya was, I've noticed her offensive output the last couple of games has ratcheted up considerably. And she said it's been an ongoing conversation when she's got an open shot, take the shot.
Yeah.
Is that something you emphasize more after the Carolina game?
Not necessarily that game, just all the time. I mean, you look at her numbers, you look at her shooting percentages. You know, I'm not real smart, but I know if somebody's hitting a high percentage of their shots, we want them taking more shots. So Maya does a great job in that area, so we want to get her looks. And sometimes she will pass them up. She's a very unselfish player. She wants to be a point guard and you know, kind of orchestrate the offense, but we need her to look to score as well.
Coming off an overtime win against a top 10 team, and then an overtime win against a team that's kind of in the division of the ACC, and now having this game, how did you all prevent a letdown from happening?
Well, we just, talk about taking one game at a time. I know that's cliche as coach talk or whatever. But also, we're down the stretch. I mean, we got 2 weeks left. We got 4 regular season games, and we control our own destiny. If we win all 4 of those games, we got an opportunity to finish, top 3 in the ACC. And but we got a lot of work ahead of us, and again, you guys look at records or whatever. I look at film, and there's no bad teams in this league. They may hit a bad stretch, they may have some tough games, but when you watch film, you can see on a given day if they play well, and we maybe don't play our best, you're gonna have a hard time winning, especially on the road. And so we understand that every one of these games is going to be a tough one, but we do have an opportunity, like I said, to control our own destiny, and that's exciting.
At what point do you talk of another bye for the SEC tournament?
Well, I mean, they understand that. We've mentioned that, but again, you can't get too caught up in the rewards or whatever. You got to focus on the process, and we've talked about that. If we're going to be a great team, we got to rebound. We got to play defense without fouling. I was a little disappointed. We put them to the line quite a bit in the second half. So there's still, like I said, a lot of things we can do better. And the teams that are going to really have a great postseason, they're still climbing right now. They're still getting better. The ones that don't are the ones that plateau out and say, okay, we've arrived, and that didn't work. So we still have a lot of things we can improve on. But a lot of it's just energy. It's that time of year, if you're not careful, you'll say, well, we've been going for months and we're not quite to March Madness. So you can't get caught up in the grind or whatever. We got to stay excited. And I thought we had that today, and we got to maintain it for a couple more weeks.
You look at Thursday night, could that possibly be a trap game because you come back and you play?
I mean, no, it ain't a trap game. It's a tough game. And it's on the road. They just got through beating Carolina Thursday night at Carolina. We didn't get that done, okay? So if they can get hot, they can shoot the heck out of it, and they've got a great post player inside that's a tough matchup. So if you got 4 shooters around a big post player, effective post player, then you got your hands full. So we know it's going to be a challenge. Everybody looked at Georgia Tech. Heck, Georgia Tech's a top 50 RPI. I mean, don't get caught up in their records. Watch the film, see who they played. It's Virginia Tech team, beat Tennessee earlier in the year. So you better play. You better show up. You better take care of business, or it's not going to be fun.
Yeah, I imagine you probably emphasize the fact you haven't beaten them up there in 2 years.
No, I hadn't mentioned that. Why do you want to mention that? I
No,
don't want to mention
no,
that.
no,
Come on, don't bring that up. Now you just made me sick.
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you.
I thought you had a great crowd today. What's been
We did.
Your impressions of that, and you got 2 more games, and those are typically what would be the big draws, Carolina and the Pink game.
Right.
But this was just Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean that
Right.
disrespect
I know.
them, but this would be one you
It
would
wasn't a
think.
pink game, it wasn't Carolina.
Right,
So, I get it. I agree. It was a fun atmosphere. I was excited about being back home, y'all. I think, I don't know, has it been 17 days or something like that? I don't know. Because we had 3 straight road games and a bye in there.
Jan
So,
26th, Pittsburgh was the last home game.
Yeah, what was the date?
January 26th.
Yeah, so, been a long time since we've been in here, so, it was nice to be back, and your team feeds off of that. I mean, you can't help but get excited when the crowd's that big and they're going wild, and you got the band and the dance and the cheerleaders, and it's just, it's a big home court advantage. This building is a home court advantage.
Does that sort of encapsulate why you make the decision to do what they did with Reynolds, you think? Having a game like this where maybe in years past it wouldn't have gotten this big a crowd?
You talking about,
Today's crowd, just the decision to renovate Reynolds.
yeah,
Does this,
I don't think there's any doubt it's a lot more fun for the fans to come in here. It's a great venue for our players, but it's a great venue for the fans too. When I first came out of my office to go to the locker room before the game, there's a couple thousand people hanging out in the Walk of Fame or whatever you want to call it, the Grand BB&T Grand Room out there. A lot of people, just give them a plug there. A lot of people, hanging out in there. So it's a fun place. I mean, and You know, again, we're very fortunate, because it's a great building, great place to play.
Were you aware that Amari Spencer was so close to a triple-double and Dominique Wilson as well, or did you not notice until you looked at the box score after?
Yeah, you know, I mean, again, we were saying she had 6 assists, are you counting that?
Yes, I mean,
That's
she was one
the
rebound, she was 1 rebound and 4 assists away.
Well, she 1 rebound away from a double-double, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, you know, that's a fine line. I mean, I'd love for her to do it, and yeah, I mean, if she was just 1 rebound away, then yeah, you go ahead and let her get that for if it was a triple-double, whatever. But 4 assists, that's a lot of assists still to try to go out and get. And, you know, these other kids bust their tail every day, give so much, and sometimes they don't get an opportunity to play as much. So I'm a big believer in, you know, we're going to try to take care of the team and those kids, and also out of respect to your opponent. I mean, you know, I think anyway, my opinion, I'm old-fashioned.
Any more questions for Coach Moore? Thank you, Coach.
Thank y'all, appreciate y'all.